welcome to Hey Guys, an Internet Obsessed podcast. I am your host, Amanda Hassica, and today I'm joined by instant editor Jonathan Ratliff.
Hello.
And none other than Todrick Hall.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I am so thrilled to be talking to you. You have like so much going on. You literally said today is like the busiest day of life for you. And so I mean, which I don't blame you with everything you have going on. But so we're here today to talk about Positively Fearless, which is something that you're taking part in, which I think is amazing. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, Positively Fearless is a campaign and a movement designed to educate and empower Black, gay, and bisexual men about HIV. And it's something that the whole topic of HIV awareness is just something I'm very passionate about. So I'm really excited to be teaming up with Positively Fearless.
That's really cool. So did they come to you? How did the partnership kind of come together?
Yeah, they reached out to me, and I went and looked up the movement, and I looked at the website and saw a lot of information there and statistics that I never knew existed. And I said, this is something I definitely have to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's always great because I know, in the gay community, there's always stigmas to just not speaking of things like HIV, and it's present and it's real and it's just like there's ways to take care of it. And I just think it's like to have a voice and a face and show people like you can just talk about it and you don't have to be like, hide from it. And
it's not something that should be ignored either. It's something that people need to be vocal about. And to have someone like you kind of representing and saying like, this is something that's important and we all need to be aware. I think that's great, especially like with what's going on in the world today.
Amen. Preach, sister.
There are so many things that, we're not necessarily in control of, but this is something that, people in the gay community can't take control of, and people can just really sort of speak out against. Oh, stop.
Yes, preach, sister.
But that's so exciting. So in terms of like working with them, like what kind of stuff are you going to be doing? Like obviously like, we're talking about it right now, getting the word out, but like what else is in store?
I'm going to perform at Black Gay Pride in Atlanta, and I'm going to be at the booth talking to people, taking photos with people and getting to know them, listening to their stories, and just doing anything that I can to promote people going out, getting tested, staying healthy, getting on medication, just taking care of themselves, because there was a time that we didn't have this privilege to be able to go out and get this information and be able to live a long and healthy life. There was a time in our culture and in the history that it was like a death sentence immediately, or at least it felt that way. And sometimes when you say HIV, it still feels like that. It feels like, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but what I would imagine winter is coming. Like it feels so
imminent and
just so like this HIV like Loch Ness monster is coming for people, and that's not what it is. It's something that is so manageable and something that you can live with, and we're trying to break down the stigma and with people who feel that it's so scary to come out and just say this is something I have, or even come out to get tested to find out if they have it. And I was a person that was totally that guy that was like, I don't want to go get tested. And if I knew someone was positive, I was kind of a little bit, I don't want to say afraid, but it made me a little bit uneasy. But being able to educate myself has made me like my eyes just so much more open, and I'm so much more woke, as the kids are saying.
Well, and the strides that have been made since the AIDS HIV outbreak happened like 30 years ago or so have been so incredible that I can't even imagine what's going to happen in the next 30 20 plus years. So it's good to be aware, be woke, be aware of what's happening. And sometimes ignorance is not bliss.
No, but the nice thing is like you do have the website that you can go to. So like you just start educating yourself. You can do it quietly in your home and figure out what you can do. And the
website is positivelyfearless.com. You should go there. There are so many crazy statistics that I've heard that completely shocked me, and I felt like I was someone before getting involved with Positively Fearless that knew so much about HIV and HIV awareness, but specifically targeting the Black community. These new statistics are that 1 in every 2 Black gay men will at some point, if things don't change, be diagnosed with HIV in their lifetime. That is very scary. We are twice as likely as the Black gay community to miss a dosage of our medication, even if we are prescribed medication, which is a really scary statistic as well, because once you've gotten the medication, you have to stay on it. It's so important to not get off the medication, because there are very few medications that can actually treat this virus. So if you become immune to them because you don't take them, then you have to find a different virus, different medication that works for you. If you don't, eventually you could run out. So it's a very scary thing. And then And then the last statistic that was really shocking to me is that only 37% of people who are who have been given medication or prescribed a medication, they don't take it, or they don't even get. They're not taking medication at all. Only 37% of Black people who are HIV positive are taking medication.
That is so crazy.
Because
it's like crazy. Not hard. It's not hard to take that medication and to heal yourself and to know that, you know, for like a brighter future for yourself. I just don't understand that. So
I think it's just a scary thing for people to deal with, and sometimes people don't know how to just say, you know what, I'm gonna go get tested, and how to keep getting tested, and keep taking medication. It's a very scary thing, but I think that we are making strides in the right direction, and I'm hoping that you know, using my voice and my platform to educate people will really make a huge difference and a change in our community. And I appreciate you all for letting me come on the show and talk about this, because it's a very important cause.
I think that, you know, everyone needs to be aware of. There are so many different important causes and important things that people need to be aware of, and this is obviously one of them. So thank you for letting us know, because it's like, I feel like sometimes with things like this, even if like one person takes something away from it, like, it's worth it, and it's just kind of like to educate like one
education.
person.
Right. And I think education on so many things is key, but this is a huge thing.
And I think I just want to say one more thing. I think oftentimes people wait until they are HIV positive, or until someone that they know directly who has come out and told them that they're HIV positive. That's when people want to get involved.
And take
and I think, I think that you, as somebody who might be HIV negative, what you can do is create a scenario or an environment where people feel comfortable to say things around you. I've been in rooms with people where there have been like jokes made about the subject matter, and I think that is like the opposite of what we need when you want people to feel comfortable to come to you and explain to you what it is they're going through, or to feel comfortable to even go out and get tested. Every single person has to play their part, even if you're HIV negative or feel like it's not a community that affects you. Just play your part and just creating a scenario where people feel safe, a safe space. And I think that's very important.
Well, that's like, did anyone watch, there was like a documentary recently about Princess Diana, and she was really an advocate in like the gay community and helping to break down the stigma of HIV and AIDS, where she went into like a hospital wing where there were people who had AIDS and were dying of AIDS, and she went and she shook their hands because people didn't know how it was spread. And so she really, you know, it's about, and it's funny to look back on that because now it's like such a silly thing to think, but I mean, that made such a huge impact. So.
It really
the little things.
I had never heard that story, but I think that's beautiful, and I can understand why that would have been such a scary thing at that time to go into a room and shake hands with people. And I think some like remnants of that mindset are still very much alive today, which is the really sad part. But I think we're doing a really good job of getting the word out there. And
I agree. Well, so in addition to Positively Fearless, you have like so much going on, and you've had like the busiest last couple of years. You've been on Broadway doing Kinky Boots, which I mean, I didn't ever see it, but I've heard just the best things. So amazing. Everybody came to see you. Like, I think like, who were some people that came to visit you? Like Gigi Gorgeous came.
A lot of. So many people. Grace Helbig, a lot of my friends from Pentatonics came to the show.
Was it
Hannah Hart.
Was it nerve-wracking knowing you had a friend in the audience?
Oh my gosh, so nerve-wracking. I posted a status on my Facebook that said, if you are coming to the show, do not tell me that you're coming. I do not want to know, because then I'm just like so much more nervous. But then I got sick and missed a few shows, and people were like, we're here, surprise. And I was like, surprise, I'm at home, sick. So then I took that status down. But it was really, really a cool experience. I had so much fun. And Taylor Swift came as well, and that was a really fun night.
No, that's no big deal.
No.
That's no big deal at all. I feel like another thing that you are a part of that's like a humongous cultural phenomenon right now, that's like more so in the last couple years than I feel like it has been. It's been around for a long time, but Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my gosh.
Like, my sister, I will say, was a very early adopter of Drag Race and was always talking about it, and I'd kind of like watch it here and there, but I mean, in the last 2 years or so.
It's funny to have watched the last year of it just become like embedded in so many people's like life.
Because you've judged on the show and you've been involved with tons of the challenges and stuff like that.
And the choreography and everything.
I can't even imagine like what it would be like, because to me, I think drag queens are like the most creative people on the planet.
That's what I feel, and I think I tell people all the time it's the best show on television, only because it's such a great competition, and like they have to sing, which feels like American Idol. They dance, so you think you can dance. They have to create their own outfits, which feels like Project Runway. They do their makeup, which is like Face Off or something, and then they have to be like Last Comic Standing. They have to be funny. It's just really, really crazy. There's no other show where people are challenged to do so many different things, and it's just really, really insane.
And they turn it out. Like they like know what they're doing. It's wild. We have an editor on our team, Tyler, who is like, obsessed. If you say something to him, like he'll just like try to find a way to like make a Drag Race reference.
There's not a GIF that comes through our messages. Every day.
That's so awesome. I love that, and I love that RuPaul has done such a great job at making like what is gay culture and what's always been huge, such a part of pop culture. That's what I love about it the most, because I think we've always strongly influenced like these huge diva artists and people like pop culture without people knowing it. A lot of the slang and things that we say in the gay
like
clubs.
shade, tea. Reading, everything. Like everything, it can all be burned down. What's that? The documentary Burning or
Paris is Burning.
Paris is Burning.
Yeah.
Like anything having to do with like what we say culturally now, like can honestly be traced back to that documentary.
Absolutely.
It's wild. And I mean, speaking of icon, he's wearing an icon on his hat says icon. RuPaul like is an icon.
Is
like,
definitely the
bow
icon.
Down,
yes.
Like just bow down to Ru. And so another thing, you auditioned for American Idol. I think that's kind of how people kind of started hearing about you and all that kind of stuff. And I know they're rebooting it, which like, I'm like, it just went off the air like
really
last
angry.
year.
5 seconds ago.
We talked about this in the office. She's so upset that it's back so soon.
I'm just like, give it a minute. Like, I don't mind that they're rebooting it because that's just what people do now.
She wanted
like,
nostalgia
so I understand,
first.
but I'm like, the
But
body was barely cold. Like, come on. But in terms of the judges, I mean, Katy Perry's a new judge. Like, what do you think of the choice? You think she'll do good? Like, are you into it?
I think that she will do a good job. I think that she has definitely been in this industry for a long time.
Totally.
She's seen a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and she knows what to do to create a hit record. She's proven it time and time again. So I think that she will be good.
She's fun. I like Katy. I think people say that she's been going through something right now, which like I think she has, but you know, I think deep down, like there's a lot of layers to Katy Perry, but I think deep down she's just like a fun person. Yeah. She knows, like you said, she knows how to make a hit record. She's not dumb. She knows what kind of goes into this, and she knows what kind of people can handle what, fame and whatnot is gonna bring, and so she, I think, will be able to kind of suss that out and understand that. So.
Yeah.
I still don't. Have they even announced the other ones? I don't even know.
I don't know. But if anybody ever has felt like a plastic bag, she'll definitely know what to tell them to
Totally. Or a firework. She'll be good.
You've been around a lot of like high pressure situations then. Idol and Drag Race seem like intense.
Well, it's not a high pressure situation for other people. When I'm looking at RuPaul, he seems very calm whenever we're on the judging panel, but because I've been in that situation and I've been a contestant on the show, I think I just have a connection with the performers that it makes me so stressed out. So now my goal is every time I go on the show to choreograph, I want every person to be so great, and I spend time on people who are struggling because I don't want that. I want them to all do so well that the judges can't kick anybody off. That's my goal. It never happens, but that's my goal. What happened last year in the season finale with Trinity, Peppermint, Shay, and Sasha, no one got eliminated. They had a top 4 because they all did so good with their season finale performance. So hopefully that'll happen again.
And it must be hard because sometimes I feel like with the pressure of the show, like there's this other added element to it where, because the drag queen culture is like very much alive, and it's very much, I mean, I feel like Drag Race is just like a portion of it. And so to be kind of doing your own thing and performing on your own is one thing, but to like have that added pressure of the world watching you and like literally competing against people, like, I mean, it can, people buckle under that kind of pressure all the time. So, but I feel like there's been a lot of people also coming out, like Andrew Garfield said he was like a big fan of it. Do people ever come up to you and be like, oh my God, RuPaul's Drag Race? Like, what's like the first thing people kind of like say when they see you? Or they're like, oh my God, all your Disney YouTube videos. Like,
it's really crazy because it's all different types of people. If I see a little girl, she's normally coming up to me to say, oh my gosh, I saw you on Dance Moms. Or if I see like a straight guy coming towards me, I'm like always like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then they're like, oh my gosh, were you on Catfish? And then when I see just like, I don't know, like an older woman or like like just a Midwestern family, they're like, we loved you on American Idol. You know, but if I see like a girl who's like a hood chick, you know, and she's like really like out there and funny and hilarious, she's like, are you on Bring It? So I've done so many shows with such different demographics, but when I go to the gay club now, it's a much different experience than it was before. And I have to say that my ratio of right swipes to left swipes since I've gotten on the show on Tinder have been like through the roof.
That is amazing. Well, so you mentioned Taylor Swift earlier, so I mean, you were a backup dancer in her "Look What You Made Me Do" video. Have to ask you a couple questions.
I would like to refer to
that.
myself as a front-up dancer.
I mean, you were.
I was like in the front of the backups. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to say you were like the best part of the video, but no. So how they? I read something that video was shot in May. So you've had to kind of keep this under wraps for that long. That's wild.
The hardest. It was the hardest secret ever to keep. But I know how I am as an artist, and when I'm creating stuff, even if it's just on my YouTube channel, I don't want anybody to tell anything. I don't want anybody to post a Snapchat or a picture. And I think it speaks volumes of what type of person Taylor is as a human being, as an artist, that she was able to get all of these people on a set, shoot an epic, what I don't even want to call a music video because it's more of just like a movie at this point, and get them to not say anything. People just really were excited, and I was more excited to see the reaction of people online than to tell people. So I didn't even tell people that were very, very close to me, like my own family didn't know. And
God, I feel like I would have like gotten drunk and accidentally been
so
like, guys,
hard.
guess what?
It was so hard. The reason it was hard is because I kind of had an idea of when it might come out. I'd worked with Beyonce before. I choreographed a video for Beyonce, but Beyonce didn't even tell me when it was going to come out. So I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the day it's coming out. So it was easier to keep it a secret. But because I knew that it would be coming out soon, it was just like Christmas morning couldn't come fast enough. But it was a great Christmas morning because everyone just loved the video so much, and it's broken so many records.
Did you get to keep the I Heart TS shirt?
I didn't. I thought about just trying to smuggle it out, but I didn't do that because I wanted to be, because I am such a good friend, as Gretchen Wieners would say.
It's on her merch site, so you can go buy it.
It was such a detailed video.
Yeah.
You have to watch it 4 million times.
It was insane. It's one of those ones where you like have to keep going back and watching it because there's stuff you didn't notice before.
It feels like Where's Waldo? Like you have to keep looking through it. Do you remember Where's Waldo?
Of course.
Yeah, you have to keep going back and looking for it. If you didn't remember what Where's Waldo was, I was gonna have to like leave the room.
I've never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a question that I don't know if you can answer.
Okay.
But what did they make her do? Like, cause she says, like, look what you made me do. It's like, what did we make her do?
She didn't tell me what they made her do, but since the video came out, I'm assuming what she means by that is like, you made me break every record, you made me outsell everyone, you made me have the most beat video ever created. You made me like hire the best backup dancers in the world. You made me come out of a grave, you know. You made me tilt a bunch of like tombstones at one time in a choreography. It was like a flash mob of tombstones. It was really, really cool. That's what they made her do.
I will say, like, she makes everybody else look so lazy. Like, she makes everybody else look like you have no thought behind anything you're doing, which sometimes, like, you don't need like a ton of thought behind everything you're doing. There should be thoughtful things about it and you should be caring about it. But she makes everybody else look like, oh my God, like I'm not doing enough. Like it's just, but that's amazing. So a couple final things. So you had Straight Out of Oz, which came out last year, which was like an amazing visual album, like all about obviously like Wizard of Oz, all that kind of stuff. So what other kind of stuff do you have in the works right now? I know you always have new videos and you just have like literally so much going on, but what else is coming up?
Well, I started making viral videos again because I took like a year off when I went on a tour for Straight Outta Oz, and then I did 5 months on Broadway in Kinky boots, and then I went straight back 3 weeks later on to another tour that was 55 cities. We ended in Australia, and then I came back here, and I've just been shooting a few TV shows and doing voiceover work, which I'm really excited about because I've never done that, and that was always a huge like bucket list goal of mine. But right now I'm just really trying to like figure out exactly what my message for my next album is going to be, and that's why I was so excited I teamed up with Positively Fearless, because I think that there's a huge element of this that I could put into my music and to make it part of my more of my just my overall like brand and my movement and message of who I am as an artist and what I want to get across to my fans, because you get all of these people to come to you on YouTube, and you have millions of people that are sitting there waiting for you to upload something. And I think that there's a missed opportunity if I don't use my voice to say something that could not only impact and like really strongly help the direct community that I'm in, because oftentimes I have the ability to talk to the African American community or to the gay community, but when there's something specific to the community I am in, the Black, gay, and bisexual community, I just have to take that opportunity to do whatever I can to give them this information that is just like so life-changing. And so I really want to somehow put that into my music and to be able to make that a huge element of the next project that I do.
Well, we're excited. We can't wait.
Remember how you said Taylor Swift makes you feel lazy?
I know. I mean, they are friends, so it's like definitely rubbing off on you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely inspired by her so much.
Yeah, I'm going to need a collab on whatever it is the next thing, either Reputation or whatever you do next. I'm going to need some kind of collaboration.
I will send in the text and see what happens with that.
Well, thank you again so much for joining us. And so where can people find more information about Positively Fearless?
They can go to positivelyfearless.com, and there's information there.
And where can people find you?
I'm at Todrick on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, and then my YouTube channel. I'm not even sure what the website is for my YouTube channel, but thank God
just look
my
up
mom,
Todrick.
I think it'll be easy for you to find. There's not that many Todricks running around.
Yeah, well, you make it so easy. And thank you again so much. You can find us. We're at instant.me. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Rate and review. Again, this was so lovely. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye.